will have hold a really loving space for Jürgen, and not knowing what will come out of this, but the intention of that loving space really facilitates healing. And also tap along, because borrowing benefits. As you tap, your own issues get better. Let's just tap and talk about this, Jürgen. So,
okay.
Yeah.
So this morning, I noticed that I got, like, my stomach got tight, and I was starting to feel really stressed out. And the reason, what I realized is, like, I was afraid of it. Like, I didn't feel safe with anger. And I thought about it, and it brought me back to I have two sisters, younger sisters. And the one that's in the middle, she's 3 years younger. She's still very angry, and she was pretty angry growing up. And so I think it reminds me of her.
So think about an early life experience when she was angry, your sister was angry. How old were you, and what was happening?
Well, I remember one time I was 18, and I was in Norway. You have to go to the military, so I was in the service, and I was home, visiting home, and she was just livid, angry about something. And I remember thinking, like, just because my parents decided to have her doesn't mean she has to be my sister. Like, I had no part of this. Like, she was.
You divorced her.
I guess I tried. But you know, I'm still affected. So
yeah,
the divorce wasn't very successful. And actually, when I go visit Norway now, I don't enjoy spending much time with her.
Okay.
Because under the surface, she really is very angry.
Yeah.
And sometimes I have compassion where I think, like, well, maybe she took all the anger on in the family and saved me from being that angry. You know, I don't know. But,
right.
But I did notice this morning that it still has a big effect on me.
Yeah, yeah. So just imagine she's in the room right now.
Okay. So that increases my subtle from my stomach a little bit.
I'm so happy.
We
want lots of stuff to capture those feelings so we can tap through them.
Yeah, so so the tension in the stomach probably went from 4 to 7.
Okay.
And when I was sitting, it was 2, and then coming up here, it got to 4. Inviting her in at 7.
Okay, so she's in the room, and she's right here. In fact, I'm going to see if I can get you higher than 7. Because I'm so concerned that you really have a chance to work through this.
Okay.
And get as far as I can. So can someone just bring up a chair and put it over here so that he can actually talk to her? So don't name her name, but just imagine that you're looking at her over here, and bring her closer so she can terrify you even more thoroughly.
Yeah, now I'm actually noticing it here, on the heart area too.
Changing location.
Yeah, it hurts.
It hurts, okay. So she's right there, and she is so angry having been flown out here, especially for this demonstration.
Yeah, she would say, "What are you doing, digging into the past?" Like,
yeah,
there's nothing wrong with you. Stop it.
Yeah. And that makes you feel.
So that part doesn't really affect me. That's the anger part now.
So she's angry right now, and just check back. Are you still 7? Are you a higher or lower number?
I'm probably like 8 now. The chair can take me.
Okay. So just go and talk to her, tap, keep tapping continuously, and describe how you felt that time when you were 18 years old. And
okay, so when I was 18 years old and you were really, really angry, it was so uncomfortable for me that I thought, how did I end up with a sister like this? And I came to this conclusion that those are parents that made you, and I had nothing to do with it, so I didn't need to be your brother.
So what she's saying now?
She's expressing that she's hurt by me having a son.
Probably angry as well, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's tap the liver point too, this one.
So the thing that's coming up now that I remember is like it was an out of control anger, like it just kept going, and there was this feeling of like it's like a volcano and it can just keep venting, and there's no way to know that it's over or to shut it up, or it's really out of control. Out of my control, I guess.
Yep.
And that felt a little bit like that this morning too. Like
yes.
It seemed like it was over, and then it started again.
Yes. So if you think we've got this volcano contained in the cap, and suddenly it explodes again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's out of your control.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's just tap on all those images, even though this volcano is out of my control.
Even though this sister volcano is out of my control,
I deeply, completely love and accept myself.
Love and accept myself.
With or without.
With or without.
An out of control sister.
With or without an out of control sister.
With or without an out of control volcano of anger.
With or without
an out of control volcano of anger. I deeply accept myself.
I deeply accept myself.
Okay, out of control volcano.
Out of control volcano.
Always out of control.
Always out of control.
I can never control this volcano.
I can never control this volcano.
No matter how hard I try.
No matter how hard I try.
I can be.
I think I gave up a long time.
I gave up a long time ago.
I gave up trying.
Gave up trying.
A long time.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you can't control the volcano.
It just gets worse.
It just gets worse. So you try and control it, it gets worse.
Yeah, I think the best thing was to walk away.
Yeah, just walk away. It gets worse when you try to control it.
It gets worse when I try to control it.
You can't control it.
Can't control it.
I love myself anyway.
I love myself anyway.
With or without the out of control volcano.
With or without the out of control volcano.
Let's go do the nightgown routine. So just go ahead and do it by yourself. Okay, and eyes slowly around saying out of control volcano.
Out of control volcano. Out of control volcano. Out of control volcano. Out of control volcano.
You follow my hand while you do this so.
Out of control volcano. 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 Out of control volcano.
Okay, take a breath for a second. What's the worst that can happen if the volcano explodes? It's going to kill you, overwhelm you. What's the worst that can happen? Tell her what the worst is you think might happen if the volcano keeps exploding.
Well, at first the thought was that there's no, I don't know, I haven't really thought about it. And then I was thinking back to when I was 18, and the thought was like, if she keeps going like this, maybe the only thing I can do is like, hit her, or, it's like, I don't know, like I'm out of options,
Let's just try on the idea.
I kind of hit her to shut her up, like
yes.
just, I know that doesn't sound very evolved, but that's the image that comes to mind at 18.
Yeah. Well, let's be unevolved for a moment here.
Okay.
Tell her you're angry at her.
I'm angry at you.
For the harm you've done in our family and to my life.
I'm angry at you for the harm that you've done to our family and to my life.
Okay, again, louder.
I'm angry at you for all that damage that you've done to our family and to my life.
Good.
So what came up then was like, I remember at one point I told my parents that I didn't think she was very well disciplined and that I should discipline her. And my parents didn't believe in corporal judgment or punishment. And so since they never hit me, I kind of thought, okay, it's fair enough, I can't hit her. But it really felt like she needed to be put in line. And, no one did. You know, no one in the family did.
So tell her that you needed to be whacked into shape or whatever.
Yeah, you needed to be disciplined somehow, but no one did it.
Yeah.
My parents were very gave us a lot of freedom.
Right.
And for some reason, I had a lot of internal discipline and didn't need it from the outside that much.
Right.
But I think she could have benefited. You know, that's all.
So tell her directly. You could have benefited from some boundaries or from some discipline.
Yeah, you could have benefited from a lot of boundaries and discipline. At least I could have.
You could have benefited from her having some boundaries and discipline.
Exactly,
yes.
exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, look at her.
Maybe I was the main beneficiary.
Yes.
That would have happened, yeah. So yeah, I could have probably benefited a lot if they had disciplined you.
And again, tell her you're angry.
I'm angry for all the damage that you caused.
Say it louder again.
I'm angry at all the damage that you've caused.
Louder.
I'm angry at all the damage that you've caused.
Good. See if you do any louder than that. I don't want to push you, but...
I'm angry at all the damage that you've caused.
Yeah, that's clearer. That's a direct communication. Tell her again.
I'm angry at all the damage that you've caused.
I'm very angry.
I'm very angry. I'm so angry I don't want to have anything to do with you.
I'm so angry I wanted to hit you.
I was so angry I wanted to hit you to shut you up.
To shut you up. And I deeply and completely accept myself.
And I deeply and completely accept myself.
With all this anger.
With all that anger.
You get to have the anger.
You got to have the anger.
Well, I didn't get any.
I didn't get any.
No, I'm grabbing a bit of anger myself.
Now what?
I'm grabbing a bit of anger myself.
And now I'm grabbing a little bit of anger myself.
Telling you what I think of you.
And telling you what I think of you.
And I love myself, accept myself.
And I love myself and accept myself.
With a little bit of anger.
With a little bit of anger.
Yeah. Now think about that for a moment. Do you love yourself when you have a little bit of anger? Or do you have to always be the non-angry guy?
I've gotten angry in the past, but it doesn't seem like things work very well for me.
Right.
When I get angry. It seems like things function and flow better and I get more what I want without anger.
Right.
Yeah. It feels a little bit like a kind of a destructive frequency.
Totally. Yeah. And if it's still there though, then it is there in you.
Yeah.
Still there somewhere. So even though I have this destructive frequency,
even though I have this destructive frequency
in part of me,
I
love and accept myself.
I love and accept myself.
It's not all of me.
It's not all of me.
And I can accept that it's part of me.
And I can accept that it's all of me.
It's part of me.
It's part of me.
It's part of me. It's not all of me.
Part of me, it's not all of me.
Yeah, but it is, that part of me does exist.
But that part of me does exist.
My own little volcano.
My own little volcano.
I love and accept my own little volcano.
I love and accept my own little volcano.
Not as big as hers.
Not as big as hers, thank
God.
God.
See what's happening, you know, you have more color in your face, your voice has more expression in it.
Yeah. So I think I'm less scared.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's very scary when they have all the power, they have all the whole volcano. Give yourself a little bit of volcano can make you feel a little bit less scared. Yeah. And your way of dealing with this exploding volcano has been to be the anti-volcano, just have no volcano in you at all.
Well, what we came up with one of the sessions, we tapped a little bit on it, was very interesting, but it just ended the time, bell rang. But it was basically that, you know, she was weaker physically, because I was a boy and I was 3 years older, and she was not as smart as me, probably because she was younger, but so she couldn't do anything intellectually, and she couldn't do anything physically. So the really only, weapon she had was like her emotional anger.
Right.
And what came up was like that I allowed her to have anger as her weapon, so that we could have a fair fight.
Yeah. Yeah. See, of all the goodies, and all she gets is this lousy anger.
And almost like an agreement that I have to keep being scared of it, so her weapon won't work, And if I didn't, it wouldn't be a fair fight.
Well, it's not a fair fight.
Maybe it wasn't fair to begin with, but that was that came up from nowhere. I never thought of it before. During the tap.
Yeah. But it's benefiting you too, because again, your face has more color in it, your movements are more fluid, your voice is less tense.
Good.
So a lot is happening for you as you process this. Yeah.
So I guess now I'd like to take that advantage back. Like I don't want anger to have that power over me.
Yeah. I don't want anger to have that power over me.
I don't want anger to have that power over me.
Anger doesn't have that power over me. Doesn't have that power.
That was a big relief. Anger doesn't have that power over me.
What number are you with that relief, that sigh?
That probably went down like a couple of points just with that part.
Where is
you
it?
said that anger doesn't have that power over me.
Yeah. Where is your stomach right now? What number is it?
Probably like 4 or 3, but it shifted lower.
Oh, okay. Lower in
like
your body.
Like the tension was more up here, and now it's come down.
Right. That's wonderful. And to see you shift as well, physiologically, is great. Be more expressive, be more alive. Your eyes are moving more readily and rapidly. A lot of things are sort of flowing and loosening out.
Yes, it seemed like what happened this morning put me in a little bit of a more numb state.
Yes, right. It's the anger in the room.
Yeah.
Made you numb down. Yes. Yeah. Glad to have you back.